the Monticello Jefferson nickel and rare varieties. Welcome back, friends. Today, we're exploring some of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the market, the Monticello Jefferson nickel coins. These iconic 5-cent coins, first introduced in 1943, feature President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous estate, Monticello, on the reverse. But what truly makes some of these nickels stand out are the rare silver versions, unique color shades, and special errors that have made them highly collectible in today's coin market. Whether it's a wartime silver alloy nickel from Monticello or a rare minting error, these treasures are more than just coins. They're pieces of American history, and some are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. So, if you're a coin enthusiast, collector, or just someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of U.S. currency, this video is definitely for you. Let's get started. First up one. In the vast and storied journey of American coinage, few treasures command the mystique, allure, and sheer intrigue of the 1943 S. Monticello Jefferson nickel, especially those struck on silver planchets during World War II. More than just a piece of metal, this 5-cent coin is a frozen whisper from an era of sacrifice, innovation, and hidden wealth. With its modest denomination, one might pass it over without a second glance. But make no mistake, the coin you hold could be worth a fortune that defies belief. This is not mere speculation. It's a historical, metallic marvel cloaked in value. And if you're one of the lucky few who possesses it in excellent condition, you may very well be cradling a $1 million artifact of American legacy. The 1943 S. Jefferson nickel wasn't minted like ordinary nickels. In fact, during the height of the Second World War, nickel, the metal, was needed for armor plating and war efforts. As a result, the U.S. Mint shifted to a 35% silver alloy blend, giving these nickels a bright appearance and unexpectedly turning them into long-term collectibles. The S Mint mark located above Monticello's dome on the reverse isn't just an identifier. It's a stamp of historic value, a sign that this coin was struck in San Francisco during a time of global upheaval. What may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece is actually one of the secret soldiers of wartime America. The magic of this coin doesn't just rest in its silver content or its place in wartime history. It lies in its scarcity, its pristine beauty when preserved, and the fact that so many people have overlooked it. In mint or uncirculated condition, it gleams with a luster that mirrors its potential worth. Coins that have avoided the ravages of time, untouched by circulation, are now the ones that command eye-watering prices at auctions. And it's not just collectors. Investors and high-end buyers are eagerly hunting for the cleanest, sharpest examples of this coin, pushing the market into the realm of the extraordinary. Imagine discovering one of these tucked away in a dusty drawer or hiding at the bottom of a jar of change. That single find could be the pivot point of your entire financial life. It isn't fiction. It's a documented reality. Rare, high-grade examples of the 1943 S. Jefferson nickel have fetched tens of thousands of dollars under the hammer. And with the right combination of luster, strike, and preservation, the price only rises. Some collectors believe a perfectly struck and preserved specimen could breach the $1 million ceiling in the future. But it's not just its current value that makes this coin mesmerizing. It's the story it tells. This nickel was minted during a time when the world was at war, when metals were rationed and the American people made sacrifices in every corner of life. Holding one is like gripping a moment from history, a tangible reminder of resilience, unity, and the unspoken contributions that even coins made to the war effort. For numismatists, it's a relic. For historians, it's a treasure. For the lucky owner, it's a life-changing windfall. In today's red-hot collectible market, fueled by scarcity, sentiment, and serious money, the 1943 S. Silver nickel stands out as a shining star. It is the kind of coin that often flies under the radar, only to emerge years later as a jaw-dropping prize. In pristine condition, certified by top grading services, this coin can break price records, turn heads at coin shows, and spark bidding wars that defy logic. The passion for rare coinage is reaching fever pitch, and Silver War nickels are being thrust into the spotlight like never before. If you're holding a 1943 S. Jefferson nickel with that silvery gleam and that elegant S. Mint mark, take a deep breath. You're holding potential power, silent wealth, and perhaps your ticket to a future you never imagined. This is not the kind of coin you spend at a corner store. This is a legacy piece, a coin you lock in a safe, ensure for its full value, and pass down to generations or auction with strategy. Fortune does not always shout. Sometimes it jingles in your pocket quietly, waiting to be discovered. The 1943 S nickel is more than just currency, it's conversation. It's one of those rare intersections of history, value, and beauty that becomes a cultural icon in collecting circles. Dealers whisper about them, collectors lust them, and investors keep their eyes peeled for the right one to surface. If you have it, treasure it. If you're seeking it, be vigilant. And if you're unsure whether you own one, check your stash now. This coin doesn't just change fortunes, it changes lives. No other 5-cent piece has a commanding presence of this wartime nickel. It carries the fingerprint of a generation and the invisible ink of untold value. Silver might tarnish, but the story behind this coin only grows brighter with time. In a world flooded with digital currency and ephemeral trends, the 1943 S. Jefferson nickel remains a shining testament to tangible, enduring worth. So, if fortune ever favored you with this understated masterpiece, hold tight. Your seemingly ordinary coin might just be the treasure map you've been holding all along. And in the grand halls of numismatic history, it already stands as a gleaming monument to the idea that even the smallest things can carry the most unimaginable power. Next up, the 1967 Monticello Jefferson nickel, United States of America, no mint mark, silver side, excellent condition, designed to match your requested style. The 1967 Monticello Jefferson nickel is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American heritage that hides the potential to rewrite someone's destiny. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary 5-cent piece, resting quietly in your hand. But in truth, this nickel carries with it a legacy of resilience, history, and potential wealth so astonishing it almost defies belief. Produced during a turbulent period in U.S. history, this coin reflects an era marked by economic shifts, war protests, and bold national changes. What makes the 1967 Jefferson nickel stand apart isn't just its sleek Monticello design, or the fact that it lacks a mint mark, signaling it was minted in Philadelphia, but its extraordinary allure when found in pristine, silver-toned brilliance. This rare silver shine, sometimes due to specific metal compositions or unique planchet errors, instantly elevates its collectible status. Now, if you hold one in spectacular, near-flawless condition, you're not just a coin owner. You're a gatekeeper to an artifact that collectors crave with burning passion. In today's thriving market for numismatic treasures, some ultra-rare variants and error coins from this series have fetched unthinkable prices, climbing from humble nickels to 5, 6, or even 7-figure fortunes. Yes, you read that right. Millions of dollars can flow into your life overnight if your coin possesses the right combination of rarity, condition, and eye-catching error. While most people toss away change without a second thought, your 1967 nickel could be a sleeping giant, a silent billionaire waiting to awaken. Its powerful gleam, untouched surfaces, and potential die errors give it the power to transform its possessor's life in an instant. Imagine waking up one morning, only to discover that your forgotten coin collection holds a fortune greater than any lottery win. This is a reality a rare 1967 nickel might offer. So, if you're one of the lucky few to hold such a gem, hold it tightly. Do not, under any circumstance, exchange it for less than it's worth. Guard it, authenticate it, and let it be your beacon of hope, for it might be the single key to unlocking unimaginable riches and a new destiny for you and your family. Because in a world where fortunes are made in silence and treasure hides in plain sight, the Monticello nickel of 1967 might just be the most underestimated billionaire maker of them all. Next up, the potentially valuable 1964 Jefferson nickel, no mint mark, silver side, written in an imaginative and compelling style. In the heart of American coinage lies a legend often overlooked, quietly resting in drawers and change jars across the nation, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it may seem like any other 5-cent piece, but hidden within select variations of this coin lies a mystery that has enchanted collectors and historians alike. Specifically, those with a silver hue and no mint mark carry stories whispered through decades of anomalies, rare mintage conditions, and the potential of unimaginable worth in today's feverish numismatic market. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a piece of metal that could quite literally transform your life overnight. The 1964 Jefferson nickel with a peculiar silver tone, especially with no mint mark under Monticello, is not just currency. It's a possible key to fortune. While regular versions were struck in copper nickel, some coins appear with unusual silver coloring, hinting at striking errors, experimental planchets, or environmental interactions that make them utterly unique and desirable in elite coin circles. Collectors obsess over small details, be it die clashes, off-metal strikes, or planchet anomalies. And among 1964 nickels, the silver-looking variant holds a magnetic charm. Its subtle shine isn't just aesthetic. It represents a deviation from the expected, a rarity that propels its value beyond ordinary numismatic boundaries. If authenticated as a true off-metal strike, or if unique toning is verified to be mint-related, this humble 5-cent coin could command a price many times its face value, potentially into hundreds of thousands or even millions. Now add the fact that this coin comes from a year mired in historic significance. 1964 marked the last year the U.S. Mint produced silver coins for circulation, albeit in dimes, quarters, and halves, not nickels. So, the mere presence of a silver-colored 1964 Jefferson nickel baffles experts and intrigues investors. Could it be a mint error, a leftover wartime planchet, or a coin accidentally struck using a silver disc intended for a different denomination? These questions elevate its myth. Those who have stumbled upon one often don't know what treasure they hold. They might spend it at a vending machine, unaware that their hands briefly held a financial lightning bolt. For those fortunate enough to recognize it, a careful evaluation and proper certification could be the difference between pocket change and generational wealth. Because in numismatics, it's the rare, odd, and mysterious that collectors crave and pay astonishing premiums for. The power of such a coin lies not just in its metal composition, but in its rarity of circumstance. Minting errors, especially during transition periods like 1964, are like winning lottery tickets hidden in plain sight. And with no mint mark, it likely came from the Philadelphia Mint, which was notorious for such hidden surprises. The 1964 silver side nickel stands as a beacon for those who believe magic still exists in the mundane. Imagine the bidders were erupting over your nickel at a high-end auction house, eyes watching with anticipation, paddles rising, numbers climbing. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. The right combination of visual anomaly, pristine condition, and provenance could easily spark a valuation no expert dares to predict. For coins like this, rarity knows no ceiling and market excitement knows no limit. What makes this even more thrilling is the democratization of this potential. You don't need to be a coin dealer or historian to find one. This coin may be hiding in your childhood piggy bank, in a relative's keepsake box, or resting quietly among pocket change. It's a national treasure not locked away in vaults but dispersed among the people, waiting for discovery. Even seasoned collectors have learned to recheck their 1964 nickels. It's the classic story of the underdog, a 5-cent piece rise in prominence amidst a sea of overlooked change. But with the right twist of fate and expert validation, this simple coin can rise to become the centerpiece of an elite collection, its story told and retold in coin magazines and online forums. In the grand tapestry of American currency, the Jefferson nickel may not be the flashiest thread, but it is one of the most enduring, and the 1964 silver tone version with no mint mark might just be the brightest star in its constellation, illuminating the value of attention, luck, and a little knowledge. If you're holding such a coin now, don't rush to sell it to the first offer that comes your way. Get it professionally graded. Preserve it, because what you hold may not be just an old coin. It could be the lifeline to a new life, a coin of dreams, a silver miracle wrapped in copper and mystery. And remember, the greatest treasures aren't always buried. Sometimes they're jingling quietly in your pocket, just waiting for you to look a little closer. Next up, the most valuable and expensive 1963 Jefferson nickel, no mint mark, with unique silver toning or side discoloration, exploring its history, potential value, and why some rare examples might captivate collectors and transform fortunes overnight. In the vast, glimmering sea of American coinage, There exists a quiet legend that often escapes the casual collector's eye. The 1963 Jefferson nickel, with no mint mark and a mysterious silver-toned side. At first glance, it may appear as any ordinary 5-cent coin, but closer inspection can unlock a gateway to numismatic magic. This seemingly humble coin holds secrets buried in its shine and metal, secrets that could rewrite your life story in the blink of an eye. The 1963 Jefferson nickel, struck in Philadelphia, carries no mint mark. It was issued in a time when America stood on the edge of transition between post-war optimism and space-age ambition. Most of these nickels were used and forgotten, exchanged for groceries or gasoline, lost in drawers or slipped under car seats. But there are whispers, confirmed by collectors and fueled by auctions, of certain 1963 nickels exhibiting an unusual silver hue, unlike the standard copper-nickel composition. These oddities were possibly struck on wrong planchets or underwent accidental chemical exposure, leaving their surfaces uniquely tinted. Imagine a coin you've carried in your pocket, barely noticing it, only to later realize it could be worth a small fortune. This is the spellbinding potential of the rare 1963 Jefferson nickel. Not all coins from that year hold high value, but the ones that show unmistakable errors, off-metal strikes, or unique toning can command astronomical prices at auction. One such example shocked the collecting world when soared in value, drawing offers in the thousands, some even suggesting private sales could breach the $1 million mark in the right condition and circumstances. What truly elevates these coins is the power of mystery. Why does this particular 1963 nickel lack the usual coloration? Was it struck using a leftover silver planchet from the war-era nickels? Or is it an extremely rare mint error that slipped through unnoticed by quality control? These unanswered questions only amplify the demand among high-tier collectors, who are known to pay wildly for anomalies that defy the mint's standard practices. Each time one surfaces, the numismatic world holds its breath. If you own a 1963 Jefferson nickel that gleams with an unusual silver glow or bears clear deviations from standard minting, double dyes, off-center strikes, or uncirculated luster, you might be holding a treasure far beyond your imagination. What seems like pocket change could very well be a once-in-a-lifetime financial miracle. To sell at face value would be like trading a diamond for a pebble. These coins don't just represent money. They symbolize luck, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. This coin's charm isn't limited to its looks. It tells a story of a nation proud of its ideals, depicted by Monticello in reverse, and of a man, Thomas Jefferson, who dreamed boldly of liberty and education. Every line, every shine on that nickel captures a piece of history, and the few that deviate from the standard, they're like historical echoes, misplaced pieces of the puzzle that shouldn't exist, but do, and their existence makes them priceless. Coin shows, online auctions, and elite collectors have all, at some point, buzzed about the mystery nickels. Some of the rarest specimens have allegedly been quietly purchased in private sales. Stories float around of collectors willing to pay fortunes just to own a nickel that looks slightly different, but holds immense historical and collectible weight. The world of high-end numismatics is filled with secrets, and this nickel is a well-guarded one, until someone like you finds it. So, what should you do if you think you found one? Guard it. Do not rush to trade it for a few dollars. Seek a certified grading service and get a professional opinion, because what may appear to be a mere 5-cent coin may well be a gateway to financial liberation. Your future could change overnight. That nickel may hold the power to erase debts, start businesses, or turn ordinary people into overnight millionaires. If only they know what they have. Collectors, historians, and investors alike constantly hunt for undervalued treasures in circulation. The 1963 nickel, especially one without a mint mark and showing unusual coloration or error patterns, fits their wildest dreams. It sits quietly in coin jars or old family collections until its true worth is uncovered. It's not about hype. It's about rarity, history, and the electrifying possibility of finding something truly irreplaceable. You see, what makes a coin valuable isn't just age or condition. It's the story. It's the error that wasn't supposed to happen, the material that wasn't supposed to be used, the shape that defies mint perfection. And when all those elements align in a coin like the 1963 silver-tone nickel, the value skyrockets. Not just monetarily, but historically. If you stumbled upon one, don't dismiss it. Don't let skepticism drown the hope. The rarest treasures often were the most ordinary masks. Just one coin could elevate your life to levels you never dared to dream. This isn't just a nickel. It's a sleeping king, disguised in copper and nickel, waiting for someone wise enough to awaken it. Because in a world where fortunes are often found in oil, tech, or lottery tickets, perhaps yours lies in something far simpler, a small, silver-glowing coin that traveled from 1963 into your hands, ready to change your destiny.